Hello there, welcome to my bench once again, Hugh here. And in this tutorial I'm going to tie up a little twist on the good old parachute Adams. I call this guy the crystal flash Adams. And the reason being, half the body section is tied with a copper crystal flash. Makes it more of a all-round tractor pattern. So we'll get this guy out of the vise here and I'll get a fresh hook in and we'll get started. Okay, my hook is a 948 mustad on size 14. That's usually as big as I tie these on, as a 14, so we'll get him locked in the vise here. Okay, there we go. And thread today I'm using veevus 14-aught black. And we'll start about a high length behind like always. And we're going to wrap back here to about halfway on our shank. And we're going to come back up halfway onto that. And that's where we'll place our parachute post wing. And for the wing I'm using white calf body hair, so I'm going to snip a little bit out and put it in the stacker here. Get that out for the wing. Okay, just going to get all the loose stuff out of it here. And we'll place that in my stacker. And we'll give that a few taps here to even that up for us. There we go. Okay, we're going to switch hands with that. Okay. Alrighty. Just going to pull a few of them stray fibers out. Now, wing, we always wanted about the length of our hook shank, so we'll measure that up. Place it on top, and I'm going to come down with a pinch loop here. A couple. Then I'm going to wrap back 3 to 4 snug wraps. Then I'm going to trim that excess off on an angle, just like so. And we'll come back to the base of our wing here and we'll prop that up. Make a few wraps just to dam that up for us so it stands straight up. Okay, next we're going to post that wing, so we're going to come behind the wing, make our first wrap around the bottom. I like to make 2 or 3 wraps around the bottom of that first and then start working up. You may find this a little tricky if it's the first time you try to parachute. Just be patient with it. And we'll keep wrapping up so far, then we're going to wrap back down once again. Here. Let's make a good sturdy post is what we're after to wrap our hackle on. Okay, a couple more wraps, then we're going to end up right in front of that wing. Got a little fiber there I want to snip out. Okay. So there's our wing, post it. Now, next step is the hackle I'm going to tie in. I have a grizzly hackle ready here. And I'm going to tie that right in front of the post, snug against it. Then we're going to tie it up onto the post. Just like so here. And work back towards the post till you hit against it, and then take your thread. And we're going to wrap back up that post, tying that hackle stem onto the post in the process. Just keep going up here. Just like so. And work back down. Okay. There we go. I'm going to shut my window here so you don't hear those crows bellowing. Sorry about that. Okay, now we're going to snip that little tag into this stem off. There we have our hackle attached to our post. Okay, now we're going to gradually work back here. Cover up all those wing butts. Okay, now our next step, we want to attach our tail, and I'm using moose body hair for the tail, and we'll snip off a section of that and put it in our stacker. Get all the fuzzies out of the end of it here, all the stuff we don't want. And I'll throw that in my stacker, give it a few taps. Okay, that even that up for us. You don't want too thick of a tail on here, but it's hard to judge how many fibers, but okay. So measure that up about hook shank length, body length, and we're going to bring that back. bring that up on the top, just like so. Then we're going to wrap back. Just hold up on that tail as you wrap back, and that'll keep it on top of the shank for you. So you get back to above the barb here, and wrap forward. And I'm going to snip off those excess, just up a ways on the shank, like so. Now we want to tie those down, the excess tail fibers. There we go. And we're going to come back to there. Just a few tidy up wraps. There we go. Okay, our next step is to take 4 to 5 strands of copper colored crystal flash. I'm going to line these up here. I get them tied in here. Okay. Okie dokie. Now, I'm going to tie those in for our body. Just like so here. And we're going to wrap back. Keep those on top the shank like so. Stick those in my material clip for now. And I'm going to snip those ends a little shorter there. Okay, that looks fine. Now we're going to wrap forward on those. Okay, next we're going to wrap those for our body. So we'll give them a little twist here. That'll keep them together better. And we're going to begin to wrap forward here. Just like so. There we go. And just keep wrapping that forward. Come back a little, make a little bit of taper. And we're going to tie that off right behind our wing here. A couple wraps behind. And we'll wrap back on it a couple, then we'll reach in with our scissors and cut that off nice and close. Like so. There we have our crystal flash body. Now to make that much more durable, I like to take a little bit of Solar Res Bone Dry. Yeah, I'm just going to give that a little coat there. All the way around. That way that'll keep the fish's teeth from making that come apart on you. Okay, that's that. Yeah, I got a little, if you got a little bit of excess on there, just take a needle and spread it around. Just like so. Okay. Grab my torch here and give it a little shot. Just cure that up. Sorry about that, folks. I don't want that in your eyes. Okay, that should do it. There we are. Now that'll make that body rock solid. Okay, next step, we're going to apply our thorax. Of course, I'm using Adams Gray dubbing for that. Stick to our Adams theme here. So I'm going to make a little skinny noodle here on my thread. And we're going to form a little thorax. Just like so here. And a little bit more. Just keep it nice and thin. Okay. Now we'll begin to wrap that. Go back a little on the body, then forward. Then we'll jump in front of the wing. Then back. And I need just a hair more here. Trim out those guard hairs. Just a tad bit more. Okay, dub that on. Okay, we'll come back. And there we have it. Okay, and you want your thread to end up on the first side of the wing post and just let it hang there like so. Trim out a few more guard hairs. Okay. Now, next step is left we got to do is just wrap our hackle. So, what I like to also do before I wrap that, for durability purposes, take another little drop of bone dry and just touch that wing post with it around on both sides before we wrap the hackle down. Okay. Okay, next we're going to wrap our hackle. So, we want to begin our first wrap right where we left off with the thread on the ping post. And come down with each wrap here. Just work your way down the post. Just like so here. You can use hackle pliers if you wish. I just find if you're using saddle hackle, it's usually long enough that you can just use your fingers. Okay, that's lots for hackle. Now I'm going to come in. And what you do is take your thread and you work it right underneath the bottom of that wing post and go around and trap that hackle tip at the same time. And I'll usually take the 3 wraps to lock that in. There's 2. Then I'll just take 1 more here. Okay, then I'll come around. Just going to let my thread hang. And come in with your scissor points nice and close and easy and snip off the hackle tip. Just like so. Okay. Now the next step is to tie that off, and the way I'm going to do that is with a whip finish. And I'll show you the process here. I'm going to grab my whip finisher. If you have a larger whip finisher, it makes it easier than the smaller ones. If not, you can still get by. Now we're going to come right in under that wing and make 3 whip finish wraps. There's 1, 2, 3. We'll make 1 more for good measure. Then we're going to come in, slide that back. There we go. There's our whip finish. Snug that in good and snug. Come in close with your scissors. Snip that excess thread. And just check, make sure your hackles looks good. Everything looks pretty good there. Okay, I got a stray hackle, or excuse me, a couple guard hairs I want to snip out of that thorax. There we go. Okay, remember when I put the bone dry on the wing post? Now what I'm going to do is hit that post with my light, and that'll lock those hackle fibers to that post, and they should never come undone here. Well, my light doesn't seem to be... Just give me, bear with me here. My light seems to have clumped out on me for some reason. I don't know what's going on here. There we are. Now just give that a little zap here. And like I said, those hackle fibers will be bonded to that post. Much more durable. There we go. Okay. Okay folks, there she be. Another size 14 Crystal Flash Adams. Good retractor fly. Works very well. Of course we all know that they like the Adams anyway, but this is just to flash it up a little bit. So, once again, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And I thank you very much for watching, like always. And if you're a new viewer and you'd like to subscribe and see more flies, just hit that good old subscribe button. And throw in a like too if you wish. So anyway, this is Hugh signing out for now. Well, happy tying everyone. I'll see you again soon. And so long for now, folks.